to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living in our beautiful community of Apple Valley. Because of the health and safety of our community is our highest priority, we are requiring you to wear masks at all times while in the building.
Love is my decision, up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision, no one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, no decision, right here and now. Love is my decision, up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision, no one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
Thank you, Grace. That was beautiful. That line really struck me. Once I decide, God will show me the way. We are an all-inclusive center of love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique of the one speech and embody the science of mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Please join me in reading the opening community affirmation. It is in your program on the left-hand side. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experiences. Is there anyone here joining us for the first time today? I don't see anyone in our live audience. Anyone from our online audience? Welcome. If you were here in person, we would give you a welcome packet. It has a special gift in it to use in our bookstore. We have announcements for the upcoming events. They are in this insert in your program each week, along with the daily affirmations. So please take it home with you to use throughout the week. We do recycle these, and there's a basket usually on the table as you exit to just put the white part in and Keep the green part for yourself. We do have the announcements on the monitors before and after service if you choose to come in early or stay after a little bit. And I do have an announcement I'd like to highlight today. Tai Chi Live with Chris Urmston is right here in the sanctuary each and every Tuesday at 11:30. And we have Chair Yoga with Joe Carabo right here in the sanctuary on Thursdays at 11:30. Both are mindful movement classes. They're offered on a love donation basis. Come and join us. Get what you choose. And it's great for your body, mind, and our community. We're so grateful to Joe and Chris. Thank you. We hope to see you there. We're looking forward to seeing you there. New Year's 2022 meditation is set for Saturday, January 1st at noon. It's going to be led by our own Brandy Pagano right here at HDCSL. And the space and materials are limited, so prior sign-up is required. This is offered also on a love donation basis. And come with the intention to settle down, go within, to release, ignite, and renew. See Brandy for info, and sign-up sheet is in the garden room. The new class, Keys to Manifesting, begins Monday evening, January 17th at 6 p.m. Discover ways to expand your consciousness through the understanding of mental equivalence. This class provides keys to manifesting the life your heart desires. It is a CSL certificated class and will be held in person and online for 5 weeks. Registration is required, and you can sign up at the concierge table or call the office. There is a little booklet that goes with it. It's a little pamphlet called The Mental Equivalent, and it's by Emmett Fox, and it will be in the bookstore before class begins. And our office and bookstore will be closed Monday, December 27th, and will reopen for normal business hours the rest of the week, Tuesday on. And also, Tina asked me to announce that nominations are still ongoing. They need to be in by next Sunday. There are little papers at the concierge table. One side is for you to nominate yourself, your name and phone number. The other side is for you to nominate somebody else with their name and phone number. So if you're nominating somebody else, please have their permission. It would be ideal. And then put your name and their phone number, please. Thank you so much. And I would like to give a special thank you to all of you who took part in decorating our beautiful center. And what goes up must come down. And today's that day. We've had such joy enjoying the beautiful decorations for this holiday Christmas season. So please stay after service. We'd like at least 8 to 10 people to share in putting these lovely decorations to rest until next year. Our wonderful volunteers, we appreciate you so much. Without you, we wouldn't have this center and this special place to gather together. We really do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much, and stay after if you can. Every Sunday, we share the vision for our new minister. We ask you to hold this vision daily with us throughout the week. Printed copies are available at the concierge table for you to take home as well. You can come on in. While Christy and her son are coming in, practice this meditation, this focus, this visioning for our new minister every day. Each one of us is the magnet that is attracting that new minister. Imagine yourself in the picture. As I read our vision, put yourself in the picture. How do you feel meeting this new minister for the first time? Do you like their energy? What is it about them? Feel that emotion, feel that joy. That's what bumps up that attractive power. They might not even know they want to be here yet, but if we're all sending out that energy of how wonderful we are, they're going to want to be here. So let's do it, guys. So here's our vision. Our purpose is unity. Our vision is to be a dynamic teaching center where we learn to experience the Spirit within us and to express our fullest potential in life. Our new minister is comfortable with shared leadership, accessible to our community, has humor, tact, and is kind. Our new minister is intelligent, a fine teacher of science of mind, an inspired speaker, and feeds us spiritually. Our new minister lives the science of mind with integrity, has a consciousness of abundance, is authentic and unbiased. Our new minister is enthusiastic while being emotionally mature, committed, and connected to our community, and is wise in all of their affairs. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Frank St. Clair, our practitioner of the day.
Good morning. I'm Frank St. Clair, your practitioner for the day. And
Masters.
mask on, mask on. If you would now please join me as we read together Dr. Holmes' promises. It's on the front page of your program today. If you will join me, please. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy, with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. I invite you to turn your attention within as we focus on gratitude for all that life has brought to us this year, knowing that everything is always evolving to our highest good, and we take this time to remember who and what we are. Love. At this time, I'd like to invite Eleanor up. We have a ceremony we do every week here called Lighting the Flames of Faith. There's a song. Excuse me. I have a song first. I am remembered. Thank you, Chris. Always a good meditation on that. It's fabulous. Now I'd like to invite Eleanor, you up to assist me with lighting the candles for our flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to start off each Sunday service to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people in all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And this, the 10th candle, is for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the final candle, the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. You will join me in prayer, please. We turn inward at this time in the recognition that we are spiritual beings living in a physical universe. Our birthright, as symbolized in this time of the year, symbolized with the descent of Spirit into human form, birthright. We turn within to be renewed and reminded of our divinity and that we are direct personal emissaries of Spirit, of some call God. It is our choice. It is always our choice to turn within and recognize this. But it is the most powerful, empowering thing that we can do. so that we are not tossed and torn by the affairs of men in the physical world. We are firmly anchored in spirit. And moving forth, we bring light, peace, and love into the world. For this is our birthright and our mission. And so it is, and so we are. Amen.
Thank you, Frank. That was beautiful. Our guest speaker today has been here several times. Oh, okay. Thank you, Chris. Oh, they left out the solo. Okay. Are you doing this?
I have special music right now, and at the end of the talk.
Okay, great. Thank you, Chris.
This one is called Love Is All Around. What's ahead of you, you might not know. What's behind you now, just let it go. Brand new year's finally here at last. Dark shadows will be fading fast. Open your mind, chances are fine. This is a sign, move into the light. To the light. Move into the light, shining on you now. Light is the love of things yet to come. It's always there, and you can have some. Don't hesitate, don't be afraid. Stay positive, and you got it made. Made in the shade, don't let it fade. Have a parade on the promenade. Promenade. Let everybody see
Love is all around. And whenever one of us makes a little mistake, there's always someone there to assist us. And I love this community. Thank you, Chris. And it actually is in here. It says, Chris says, plays a special music. Okay, so our guest speaker today again is Reverend David Allen Cruz. As you might recall, he studied ministry under Reverend Dr. James Mellon with Reverend Karen Mitchell. He's a certified hypnotherapist with 18 years of steady practice, and as he likes to say, some not so steady years. He recognizes his life as a living miracle. He is a demonstration of the power of the mind. He recognizes his life as a living miracle. I just love that. Reverend David has been here a few times, and he has so much enthusiasm, energy, and wisdom to share with us that we invited him back today. Please join me in welcoming Reverend David Allen Cruz.
Chris, man, dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. A beautiful song, right? I mean, and the piano and the trumpet at the same time. I can't do that and tie my shoes at the same time. It's not, no. So good, man. Frank, thank you. Thank you for your amazing meditation, for the beautiful ceremony, and also for your lovely, lovely treatment. So, your blessing. Thank you, man. Hi, Desert CSL. If you're alive and well, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. That's right, because this is that time. This is a beautiful time because it is today. And because we are here. Remember, I am here. Here I am. Here we are. So, happy Christmas, yeah? Everybody? Good time? Family? Good stuff? Excellent. Why? What a weird question, right? So that's what I have been going into with this whole Christmas season. Because when I was a practicing Catholic, Christmas was this whole package of stuff that I was taught and believed and felt was like, that's what it's about. And then when I became a minister of science of mind, at that point in my life, I had encompassed other and all possibilities as to what this whole thing was about. And here's the cool part. There ain't no wrong here. There ain't no wrong here. When I say that you're the creator of your reality, that's exactly what that means. That means you get to say that whole Christmas story actually occurred exactly as it is, and it works for me, that's fine. I'm really cool with that. And I'm also cool with what the people who ask the questions, and what is it really about? How does it work for me? And that's what I'm most interested in right now. So, what is that? What was that Christmas? Well, the experience for me was family. I'm guessing most of y'all had that same experience, right? Yes, no? Yeah, family. So that's just awesome. That just in itself is beautiful. I got to do that in 2 separate days. So Christmas Eve in my culture is La Noche Buena, not La Noche Santa. And what that means is the Holy Night. So a lot of Latinos celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Then in this culture, it's on Christmas Day. So I got to experience both. And my side of the family is kind of big and loud and kind of awesome and crazy. And she's been sharing that. And we brought Francisco, her son, over to share that with us too. And it was an interesting thing to watch because it's 2 different kinds of personality types. Because over here on this side, it is a smaller group. My family's big, her family's small. Smaller group, more into one another. And at the same time, they all work together. They're all part of the business. So we're seeing a family that sees each other every day and has had to learn how to see each other every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they really do it well. They do it well. You see those dynamics happening. So family is one of the big aspects of Christmas that I love. Then there's the philosophical, metaphysical, theological, however you choose to look at it, concept of it. What is the meaning behind the story? Why does Christmas exist? And for me, and I'm only speaking for myself, and perhaps some of you will share this with me, the real thing about Christmas is the recognition that it's a time of rebirth. There is a birthing. There is a new life. There is a light that has come into the world. There is a thing of power going on right now. And back in the Catholic days, that thing of power was this little baby called Jesus. And again, I'm fine with that. But what I've come to realize is that that power, that light, that goodness is each and every one of us, right here and right now. That you are a manifestation of that light, right here and right now. So, what is the purpose of it? How do I make it work? How do I use that? What is the thing that I'm supposed to do? And that allows me to introduce my talk. And the title of my talk is The Purpose of Life and the Three Spiritual Principles. I was going to do the principles of life, the purpose of life and the Three Stooges, but I didn't think which one. Excuse me. So, the purpose of life and the three spiritual principles. And I thought, how audacious that I'm going to, in a short period of time, tell y'all what is the purpose of life. And I am. Because that's the simple part. For those of y'all who have been doing this for a while, the science of mind thing for a while, you know what I'm talking about. That's actually the simple part. That's not hard to understand, Marina, because it's very, very simple. The purpose of life is to enjoy the gift of life in full consciousness daily. Bring it back, please. Full consciousness daily. That's it. Thank you. I'll see you next month. The purpose of life is to enjoy the gift of life in full consciousness daily. That's the purpose. That's what we're wanting to do. That's what we're looking to achieve. Nobody said that it's all automatic. Right? It's not easy to do all of the time. I lose consciousness frequently. I forget who I am. Often. This morning. And then I realized, but that's not the purpose of life. How does this help me get back to the purpose of life? Now I realize, okay, so you got to practice something. You got to practice a little bit of immediate forgiveness. And then you've got to make a decision to shift into some other type of energy. How do you do that? That's what we're going to talk about. So this guy should be familiar to y'all, but probably not. That's Judge Thomas Trower. And I'm going to quote something that he wrote in his book, The Creative Process of the Individual. Go ahead, Marina. We found two principles as essential in our conception of the originating spirit, namely, its power of selection and its power of initiative. I love Judge Trower, and he wrote the most complex sentences you ever want to read. So, you know. But okay, who's the originating spirit?
God.
That which we call God. Yeah, God as the name of convenience, because not everybody's comfortable with that name. It's just a word. That's all. It's a name of convenience, that which we call, in this case, the originating spirit. That which is, that which creates, that which loves intensely and always. So, the conception of the originating spirit, namely its power of selection and its power of initiative. Cause and effect. Now, and we found a third principle as its only possible motive, namely the desire of the living for ever increasing enjoyment of life. Ever increasing enjoyment of, I love the word enjoy. It's one of my favorite words. And unfortunately, it's been often misunderstood and not used to its fullness, because a lot of times for us, enjoy means it's like a passive verb. I'm enjoying. And in our mind and our body, we're thinking, that thing is bringing joy into me. It's doing this to me. And it's not hard to understand how we get to that, because so many things seem to be doing it for us. But the word actually means to bring the joy in. To bring the joy in. To enjoy. To bring the joy into whatever it is you're doing. Into wherever it is you are. Into whomever you are with. You bring the joy into it. I never said this is easy, but it is simple. So that wherever you are present and experiencing the fullness of that thing. And sometimes that sucks, but you're there and you're experiencing happiness. And that's an important part of life too. So, Ernest Holmes, next slide. You remember him. Ernest Holmes said, go ahead, life is not just something to be endured. It is to be lived in joy, in a fullness without limit. It is to be lived in joy, to enjoy. In a fullness without limit. Can we even conceive of that? Because if we can, if we can really capture that and start to allow it to exist as a possibility, then we can release ourselves from any of the suffering that we're experiencing. Any of it. All of it. None of it exists anymore. If you can embrace that concept. Because it's saying that we have the divine right. I believe in heaven and I believe in hell. I do. But I've come to the realization that it's not a thing that I'm working towards, that when I leave this plane of existence, I get to go there. And therefore, I'm going to be good. By the way, that whole Santa Claus thing, really? Be good, you'll get the toys. Be good, you'll go to heaven. Right? And so we do stuff based on that motivation. I want to get there. I've come to the realization that there is here. There is now, there is this place, there is this person, there is this consciousness, and I get to then create my heaven now. Why do I live in hell then so often? Because that exists too. And it's not the thing that's going on. It's not whatever that challenge is at the moment. That's not the hell. That's just the challenge. That's just the thing that's going on. The hell is how you deal with it. Right? It's how you deal with it. How do I allow this little obstacle or this big obstacle to affect me? This morning there was an obstacle that got in my way, and I said, I won't tell you what I said. Had Spirit uncensored, I would have.
Right, I was just thinking that.
And that energy got into me, right? That energy. She had to deal with it. She does that all the time. And I was aware of it. And I had to practice some stuff to get past it. It wasn't, awareness didn't, boom, there it's done. No, this stuff takes practice. You got to do the thing. You got to do the breathing. You got to do the thought process. You got to do the allowing yourself to feel good. And we're gonna talk a little. Next slide, please, Marina. So Ralph Waldo Emerson, another one of the big guys, consultants, said, go ahead, allow yourself to trust joy and embrace it. You will find you dance with everything. Anybody want to dance with me? Let's dance. So, next slide, please. So if that's true, if the purpose of life is to enjoy the gift of life in full consciousness daily, and we allow that would have a profound change in how we perceive life. Remember, reality is perception. If it would have a profound impact on how we perceive life, then how do we create that reality? What do we have to do? Remember I was talking about the stuff we got to do? You don't have to raise your hands or anything, but you can. How many of y'all have been practicing the gratitude exercise that I shared with y'all last month? So how many of y'all are noticing? Well, some of you might not, because you did this anyway. Some of you guys live this anyway, so it might not have that much of a profound effect on you, but maybe it did. How many of you noticed that something was shifting for you? So, not because it's magic, not because it's good, it's because it works. It's scientific, it's psychological. You do the thing, it's going to have an effect on your mind, which is going to have an effect on how you feel, which opens the door to Spirit, and Spirit comes in and says, you know, I've always been here all along, you just haven't been paying attention to me. Why? Spirit whispers. Spirit talks very quietly. You have to tune in, you have to listen to hear it. And it's not just a hearing, it's a feeling, it's a vibration that flows through you. And it's not an easy one to get. You have to kind of, first of all, know it can happen, then you got to kind of teach yourself how to accept it. You got to trust it. You got to be able to say, I can do this more than once and do it more than once. So that's what happens. We get tuned out because ego likes to shout. Ego's like me, he's loud. And likes to shout, likes to make noise, likes to get your attention, because that's what it's all about. It's getting attention. Doesn't care what quality of attention, just what it's all about, getting attention. So it's wanting to do that. We have to learn how to get ourselves back into that quiet stage. Not that difficult, but it does take some work. So go ahead with the next slide, please. Because if we want that, then we have to know how to do it. So if we accept that the purpose of life is to do all that wonderful stuff, then how do we get there? We have to recognize the goals. And the spiritual goals of life are the creation of more peace, more love, and more happiness. I told you this stuff is simple. None of this is new. It shouldn't be new to any one of you. You know this. All I'm doing is reminding you. The creation of more peace, more love, and more happiness. For yourself. For you. For you. You're the creator of your reality. Create a happy one. Live a good, happy feeling, a good, happy sense of self. You know how many people believe that they're here to suffer? They believe they're here to suffer. There are philosophies, there are religions that teach us we're here to suffer. So suffering is a part of life, is a reality. I think of pain as a reality. Pain exists. No, toothache, oh man. You know, pain is emotional pain. Pain does exist, but suffering is hanging on to the pain and squeezing it for all it's worth and just letting it roll. Because, I don't know, ego likes the tension, pain body likes the pain. And we all do it. It's all part of the growth and the evolution that we're participating in. But really, we can create peace, love, and happiness. And I say more peace, more love, and more happiness. Why do I use those adjectives before the noun? Anybody want to take a guess? It's because we have it. We got it. We have peace. We have love. We don't always remember it. We don't always pay attention to it, but we got it. There are times in any given day you feel a level of peace, a level of love, and a level of happiness. It's there. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that. More peace, more love, and more happiness because there is no limit. I think, Frank, you said something about that, without limits this morning. Or was it Emerson? I don't know the difference between the two. You can't have too much. I take a moment and imagine. Too much peace. Imagine too much love. Or too much happiness. You can't have too much. We live in a limitless universe that's ever expanding and ever deepening. We are that universe. I am that universe. And there's no limit to the amount of peace, love, and happiness that can be created. There's none. So we get into the consciousness, the more peace, because that helps us to accept in the mind and accept in the body that peace does exist and I can have more. Love does exist and I can have more. Happiness does exist and I can have more. And I allow myself to absorb that. So, the spiritual goals of life then introduce the three spiritual principles. And you've heard these before. Go ahead, honey. You've heard these before. I know you've heard them before because Reverend Karen Mitchell has done a lot of talking here. So I know you've heard these before. Here are the three spiritual principles of peace, love, and happiness. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. How many have heard this before? Yeah, of course you all. And not because my teacher said, here, I got this really cool thing. Let me show it to you. Now memorize it. Now say it. Trust me, it's not because of that. James and I banged heads many times before I went through ministerial. And I don't always agree. But boy, do I agree with this one. When I heard it, I thought, that's so beautifully elegant, so wonderfully clear. But it was only as I really started to consider what this thing is saying that I began to realize how elegant and excellent it is if I put it into a daily practice. Love only. Love only. Go ahead and hit the thing. Oops. That's okay. Love only. Take a moment, take a breath, get yourself a little bit comfortable. Close your eyes for just a second. Don't hurt you. I won't steal your purse. And allow yourself to just imagine your world in which all you do is love. That's it. No room for anything else. It's just love. I love where I am. I love who I am. I love what I'm doing. I love the people around me. I love you. I love this. I love it all. And just breathe with that for a moment. And notice any resistance to that. And nothing wrong with resistance. Wow, check that out. Cool. Nothing wrong with resistance as long as we recognize it. Because there might be. There might be the resistance of, no, I can't believe it. There might be the resistance of, no, I don't want it. I like a little bit of conflict in my life. I like a little bit of drama in my life. Okay. Because it's always up to you. The degree to which you want to do this is completely and 100% up to you, not up to me. I have no gauges for you. Forgive everything. Ooh. Rough, tough. My culture. We don't do forgiveness real easy. We do venganza. We do. I'm going to remember this, and when you're 85, I'm going to remember what you did at 25. Forgive everything. That means everyone. That means even that guy. And that means even that thing. Everything. And everyone. Not easy. Man. Because, first of all, one of the things we've got to realize, we don't forgive for them. Forgive for me. I forgive for me. I forgive for me. You've all heard the meme. You've heard this statement that holding on to resentment and desiring revenge is like drinking the cup of poison and waiting for the other person to die. That's all it's doing. I'm holding on to this thing going, yes, right? My body gets all... And even if it's not that wild and intense, it's still there. It's like a lung. And sometimes it sits there. It's not going. And we're wasting a lot of energy on that. And sometimes it's not just one. Sometimes it's like that, and all of that.
I had to laugh because I was feeling that one real good.
And that builds up. It builds up. Especially if you haven't learned how to let it go. It builds up. So, we get tense. We get uncomfortable. We get unhappy. We get mean. We get gnarly. Because we're holding all of this stuff. So, when I release it, when I let it go, I was thinking about this morning. I was thinking about that during your meditation, about releasing and letting go. Because we say that, release and let go, release and let go, release. And I think, what's the difference? There's a difference. The difference is the releasing is giving the body and the mind, but it's really a physical thing, the permission to say, you don't need to hold on to that. You don't need to protect me from that. You can relax now because I'm letting go. You can relax and release that tension, that uncomfortableness, because I'm letting go. And I was imagining just that, imagining that energy coming up and try that. Just see how it feels. Just don't act it. Just if you feel like doing it, do it. But just kind of as you're comfortable, feel that energy. You might need to remind yourself how it feels because maybe you haven't felt it in a while. Just remind yourself that tension, that discomfort. Just go. Let it come up. As you blow out, just notice a thing happening in here? You notice a little bit of comfort? Yes, no? So, forgiving is for us, not for them. They benefit. They'll get something from that, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that either. But we do get to take care of ourselves. Forgiving is not forgetting. You heard that whole thing, forgive and forget? Throw it out the window, it doesn't work. Psychologically, it is impossible for us to truly forget. Short of Alzheimer's. So, we're not going to forget, nor should we. We get a right to protect ourselves. We can't allow ourselves to just be victimized all the time because you're not controlling your life. So you learn. That's learning is memory. I learned. And I learned that this person might be able, has the possibility of doing that. And I need to protect myself from that. I need to know that that possibility exists. Doesn't mean I have to hate the person. Doesn't mean I can't love the person. All it means is just know that that's there. And allow it to be there. That's part of that person's reality. We were playing with a puppy last night, and the puppy still got the milk teeth, and every once in a while it'll go, you know, puppy has a possibility of hurting me. I don't care. I play with it anyway. It's a little fluffy puppy, and it's a little cute. Nice. So, yeah, that sometimes happens too. Again, ask my wife how it was this morning. So, but we also get to say, no, you are not healthy for me. You are toxic to me. Now, we do want to remember the truth of who they are. We do want to remember Namaste. And I'm going to do a thing on that, Namaste, in the future. But we want to remember you are also a manifestation of the divine. You are still and always a spiritual being. But your manifestation in this particular aspect of life really sucks for me. And I'm going to love you from way over there. I'm going to love you from way over there. You're not allowed to be a part of this thing because it doesn't work. So you get to do that. And the person that you want to forgive more than anyone else is you. You know this. You know this, but we don't always practice it. We know it, but we I don't know. Maybe it's a throwback to that whole thing of we're here to suffer. I deserve to feel the pain. You don't. Or let me put it this way. You do something and you feel pain as a result of it, okay, notice the pain. Use that information, but forgive yourself. You know, we all do stupid, thoughtless things. At least most of us do. I'm not sure about you, Randy. And we learn from it. One would like to think. And we get to say, ooh, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm like, well, I am. I love this stuff. I love these kinds of conversations. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember that you are a light. You are the truth. You are a manifestation of the divine. You are that which is God. You are goodness. You are faith. You are hope. You are unlimited love. You are extraordinary power. You are magnificent goodness. And if you'll change the slide for me, please. I want to share with you this one thing that I teach. We'll have a thing on it at another time, but if you're writing stuff down, write this down. If you want to know it from me, text me, I'll send it to you. This is what I call the question. And this came to me in an inspiration. I've been teaching it to my clients. So here is the question. What can I do at this moment to create more peace, more love, and more happiness for myself and for those around me? Let me repeat it one more time. What can I do at this moment to create more peace, more love, and more happiness for myself and for those around me? Just work with that. We'll talk about it at another time. I want to thank you so much. Marina, thank you. Change the screen one more time for me. And I want to just say namaste in Lakesh. Aloha. So, Chris, you got a song for us?
I do. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, David. This song talks about nature and how a lot of that makes them feel good. It's called Feeling Good. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragging out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. Yeah, for me.
This is our giving time. Take a moment to join me in appreciation for this community and our philosophy. We know we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and to spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude. Thank you to our ushers for passing the baskets today. Because we appreciate you and your offering, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the basket today, there are various ways that you can contribute to our center. You can use the Vanco app on your smartphone or tablet. You can visit our website to make a donation with www.hi-desertcsl.org. Just scroll down and hit the donate button. I believe it's in a little red heart, which makes it easy. Or you can always drop off a donation throughout the week in person or by mail. Thank you for supporting this wonderful community. Together, we prosper. Please join me in reading aloud our Declaration of Affirmative Giving. It's located just inside your program on the left side. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. I invite our ushers to start passing the baskets.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude on me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.
What a wonderful thing it is to share. What a wonderful thing it is to give into that which brings the joy, to bring the joy in. What a wonderful thing it is to contribute to such a beautiful community, to such a beautiful center that radiates joy and love, that creates more peace, more love, and more happiness each and every day, individually and collectively. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I so appreciate your gift. Recognizing that this is a manifestation of the divine. Recognizing that this is God in action. And so I release this word knowing that it is so, as together we say.
And so it is.
I'd like to invite the practitioners up to the stage, along with Reverend David. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer request box is in the garden room under the picture of Ernest Holmes, and our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back of the program. Please reach out to one of these experienced practitioners for prayer, especially if you're going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you. And I like to say, even when you don't. They are available after the service for spiritual support if you need prayer. And now I'd like Frank to read our affirmation for today.
I will read it once through by myself, and then if you'll join me for 2 repetitions, please. I move into the silence of the season, knowing only truth. Will join me, please. I move into the silence of the season, knowing only truth. I move into the silence of the season, knowing only truth.
Reverend David, would you give our benediction, please?
Thank you so much. And thank you all so much. This is what I call
Can you take your mask off?
honor.
Please, thank you.
My apologies. Thank you. I just want to thank you because this is, again, a manifestation of heaven. This is that which I consider to be the divine. This community is warm, loving, as I've said each time I've been here, and it's a joy to come up. It's a joy to share my thoughts with you and to receive from you the energy that helps me to elevate myself once again, to remind me who I am. And so I consider this ceremony, this sharing, this giving, this service done and perfect. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend David. Done and perfect. And so it is. Thank you to those of us who have joined us here live, and those of you who've joined us online. We appreciate you. We'll see you right here in person at the center or online again next Sunday. Normally I would say next week, but it's going to be next year. So next Sunday will be the first Sunday of 2022. And that's at 10 a.m. Pacific time for any of you that are out of state online. I know there are. And Chris is going to play God Makes Me Want to Sing. Please feel free to stand and dance.